I'm 35 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt.
I have $86,000 in credit card debt.
My husband and I are $60,000 in debt.
Today we are talking about insane credit card debts because hopefully seeing many of these stories and examples will deter a lot of people from ever getting into it in the first place. Because we are tempted 24/7 to buy into the newest market trend or the newest vehicle or a useless piece of jewelry with apps like Klarna making it easier than ever to buy something you can't afford. But if you don't have the finances to keep that up, you can get yourself into serious debt that is very difficult to get out of. So we have a lot to go over today, from spouses hiding their credit card debt from their partner to parents opening up credit lines in their kid's name and never paying them off. Starting off with this video right here.
I have a question. How much credit card debt are you in?
22 with $25,000 in credit card debt. Yikes. Wow. How did you get $25,000 in credit card debt at 22? What did you do, man? I'm 25 and I'm in $10,000 in credit card debt from buying furniture that will last me, and then from refinancing loans as well as consolidating debt onto a card. So she bought some furniture. Okay, she probably put that on a store card. They offer 0% interest for 3 years. Here's one thing to know about those store cards is if you don't pay it off by the end of the 3 years, the same day that 3 years ends, they will go back and charge you interest for the entire term of the loan. Really curious. There's a lot of people on here that are young in their 20s with tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. I'd be curious, how they got in that situation.
Because for context, I'm 26. I've been working since 17, paying for my own shit, moved out at 18, have been independent ever since. And I have $10,000 worth of credit card debt. And I will be the first to admit that I'm not perfect. I've definitely paid off medical bills and like emergency vet visits and things on my credit card. But I've also bought a lot of dumb shit. But it's like people my age have $55,000 worth of credit card debt. Do you see how my eye's twitching? That shit stresses me out. Like $55,000 is my take-home salary from my last job. Like, I think I'm just morbidly curious on like what gets you to the point of $55,000 worth of credit card debt? Also, who gave you $55,000 worth of credit in general?
Well, she moved out when she was 18. I would always recommend living with your family as long as you can so you can save up money and you can put a down payment on a house. If you're paying rent, all that money, it's gone. You're not building any equity in your home. So I would recommend, obviously she can't go back, but if you're watching this now when you're younger, live with your parents as long as you can if you have that luxury, if you have that privilege. $10,000 in credit card debt, that's, it's not that bad. Obviously, it's a lot. She's going to be paying a lot in interest on that $10,000. But I see people all the time with $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in credit card debt. And it's like, how did the debt rack up? How did you rack up that much debt? And I'll be honest, most of the time, it is one of three things. Number one, it's some sort of medical issue. You get sick, you fall ill, you have to go to the hospital, you have medical bills, and then you're out of work and you can't pay off those debts. Number two is a scam. You fall for some sort of fraud or a scam. Someone says, hey, you won $50,000, pay me $10,000 and we're going to deliver it to you in a truck in cash. And believe it or not, some people actually fall for this stuff. So number two is scam. And then number three is, unfortunately, it's a behavioral issue for many people. Even if you are one of those people where getting in debt is a behavioral issue for you, you might get out of debt, but you might just go ahead and get right back into it. So don't worry, dear. I think you're going to do fine. Just get out of debt. Use the snowball method. Start with the smallest accounts, start paying those off, and then move on to the larger ones. And maybe look into a debt settlement company. Debt settlement companies, they're able to cut the balances that you owe, so you only have to pay back 75% of the debt, and it's all interest free. So debt settlement could be a good option for you as well. All right, let's watch the next one. Oh. Okay, if you don't have money, why are you buying things on Klarna? They make it easy for you to split payments in 4, but if you can't buy it in cash, don't buy it. It doesn't make sense to me. I was raised where if you can't buy something in cash, then don't buy it. And look, I get it. If you need it, like if it's food or gas or groceries. I understand using credit if you're in a hard place and you actually need it, but to use Klarna to buy some nice to haves, some drop shipping product. And so some of the comments are saying like, I really wouldn't recommend doing this. I got into debt so badly and I'm now building my credit score. Getting into debt is easy. It is easy to get into debt. Kittens Whiskers Reborn says, I had $3,000 debt in Klarna and I got it paid off and now they won't let me use it again. Honestly, Kitten Whisker, that's probably for the best. Okay, if you're getting in $3,000 in debt with Klarna, you probably shouldn't be using Klarna anymore.
Day one of paying off my brand new car. So I had to get a new car. Well, it didn't have to be a new car, but I had to get a new car because my Bronco Sport does not fit a car seat. Well, the car seat that I wanted, at least, it didn't fit. So I had to get a new one, and I was like, if I'm going to get a car, I want it to be new. I want it to have all the...
Hold on. You had to get a new car because the car seat that you wanted didn't fit your old car? Why not get a different car seat and keep the car that you have? But instead of doing that, you got to buy a new car?
one, and I was like, if I'm going to get a car, I want it to be new. I want it to have all the things I want, and I'm going to keep this car for 10 to 15 years. So not only am I getting this car, I'm going to keep it for a very, very long time. So I'm going to want to love this car. My husband works for a car company, so we were able to get a employee discount with the vehicle, and so we got a brand new 2025 Tahoe Z71. So we want to have 3 kids, so it'll fit all 3 kids, and it's got extra room in the back. It's going to work perfectly for us for the next 10, 15 years, or probably even longer. We will probably keep this thing until the wheels fall off. Like, this vehicle is an investment and not just a liability. So this is how much we owe.
An investment? This vehicle is an investment? A vehicle is not an investment, sweetheart. It is not an investment. This is absolutely 100% a liability. No matter how much you want to justify it, it is not an investment.
Yay. And it's at like a 7% interest. So I'm going to try to pay this down every single day. I'm going to put at least $1 down on this.
Well, you're going to be paying off that car for the next 5 years. Let's read some of the comments here. A vehicle is not an investment. 10 years plus. Should have bought a Toyota or a Honda. You're never keeping a new Chevy for that long. Never. Do Chevys not last that long? I don't know. I'm a Ford guy. $1,200 car payment would give me such anxiety. Look at a local credit union. The interest is much lower typically. Yeah, that's a great point. A lot of car dealerships, they'll want you to finance through the dealership, but they offer super high interest rates. Go visit your local credit union and finance through a credit union. Don't finance through the dealership. You'll probably get a better deal if you finance through a credit union.
I was hiding over $55,000 worth of credit card debt from my husband over about a year span. And it wasn't until February of this year that I could no longer take it. And I wanted to sit him down and fully confess to him because I knew that it was so unfair that he was helping me pay for this debt that he didn't even know about it. So in February, I sat him down, I confessed, and I told him everything. Now, I know you...
So she was hiding credit card debt from her husband. You know, what do we got to do now? Do we got to run a soft credit pull on our spouses before we marry them? This is nuts. Why would she hide that from her husband? I understand that she could feel ashamed or something like that, but, you know, is that what we're doing now? Let's read some of the comments here. I'm worried about $5,000 that my husband doesn't know about. I need to tell him, but I'm so scared. Interesting, Miss Robinson. So there's multiple people hiding credit card debt from their spouses. Let's see. You're doing amazing, bestie. All right. Acknowledging it is the first step. Now, what's the plan for getting out? Bankruptcy, consolidation, snowball. She's using the snowball method right now. What I would suggest is she join a debt settlement program. Basically, the way debt settlement works is you're able to pay off your debts at 75% of what you owe and get rid of all of the interest. So it's a really great option. A consolidation loan, you're basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like you take out a new debt to pay off an old debt, but at the end of the day, you're still in debt and you're paying off the full amount with interest. Maybe a lower interest, but you're still paying off the full amount plus interest. Then there's bankruptcy. Most people don't qualify for bankruptcy. It's actually very hard to qualify for bankruptcy. And then you're branded for 7 years, and it's going to be tough no one's going to want to touch you with a 10-foot pole.
I might have had the lowest credit score you've ever heard.
What?
It was a 320.
Yeah. How? What was your debt?
So turns out my mom had opened credit cards under my name, and there was tens
Wow.
of thousands of dollars of debt.
Are they in collections right now?
Nope.
What a
How'd you do that?
I
terrible
reported
thing
the
to do
identity
to a
theft
child.
to identitytheft.gov, and then I worked with a credit repair company, and they disputed everything. So they have pretty much fallen off. They're still trying to collect, and they keep calling me, and it's like, well, I'm not the person you're looking for.
Yeah.
They tried to
Good.
take me to court for it, but the court said it's too late.
Has it been 7 years?
Yep.
It was past the statute of limitations.
Yep. So now my credit, I have a 710.
What a terrible thing to do to a child, to pull out credit cards and loans in their name and put them in debt. That is just horrible. I'm glad that the courts ruled in her favor. She doesn't deserve to have to pay that. Oh, that's terrible. After finding out you can't get a credit card because your parents opened up credit cards in your name and never paid them off? Is this a thing? Are a lot of parents doing this? What? Some people, man, pulling out credit cards in your child's name and never paying them off is a terrible thing to do. A terrible, terrible thing to do. Let's read some of the comments. Sorry, but life is real. Crying won't help. It's either you press charges and clear your name or live with generational debt. It's a difficult decision, but it must be done. Don't let anyone sacrifice your future, not even your parents. Take them to court. That's fraud. Absolutely. Do go to court. Call all 3 bureaus and tell them they stole your identity and those were not authorized by you. Yeah, so she needs to press charges and go to court and get those debts removed.
If you use Apple Pay, honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. When you use Apple Pay, that's real money. That's true American dollars from your credit card. If you have your credit card connected, that's where the money is being sourced from. It's not like a special form of Apple Pay, Apple dollars. Why they don't just say this is real money while you're paying, I don't know. Because I thought that I had accumulated a bunch of Apple dollars to use for Apple Pay by, spending so much time on my phone, giving my data very freely and willingly to any place that asks, like whatever they say, are cookies okay? I say yes, 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 because I thought that's how I was getting prizes, getting rewards, getting Apple dollars. So I didn't think that was real money till I checked my credit card bill. I've been spending money like I'm a friggin' millionaire. I got hair mousse. I have straight hair. My hair doesn't even hold mousse. I call Apple to straighten things out. I go, could I please speak with Mr. Steve Jobs? They go, he's no longer with us.
Is Apple money real money? Does a duck quack? Of course Apple money's real money. This is hilarious. She's a comedian. This is funny. Let's look at some of these comments. Tell me you're American without telling me you're American. Apple dollars. Oh, and she votes. What are they going to tell us next? PayPal isn't actually my pal. That's a good one. Hey, buddy, you're not my pal. All right. Tina, you're so brave. I'm sorry this happened. Thanks for sharing. And send my condolences to Apple about Steve. And then the last one, he's no longer with us.
So my name's Erin, and I like to purchase things I can't afford, and I swipe my credit card and disassociate and pretend that I didn't buy it, even though I did. And on today's little adventure, we bought this 3.54 carat marquee diamond eternity band. Absolutely stunning.
Well, at least she admitted that, she has an issue and she swipes her credit card on things that she can't afford. But, why? Just stop. Cut it out. If you know you have an issue, cut it out. And I know, it could be hard, but go see help. Go see a therapist. It's going to hurt you in the future. You want what? You want a husband? You want a family? You want kids? You want them to be well taken care of? The actions that you do today determine the life that you're going to be living in the future. Let's read some of the comments. Girl, swipe your credit card at the nail salon and get those nails done. The ring and press-ons just don't go together. Wow, she cooked. All right. Okay. And why did I think you were going to say you dropped a couple hundred on jeans, not thousands on a ring? Hi, babe. I'm no better than you, so I guess we're besties now. Hey, Aaron. My name is Courtney. We share this trait. Hope that makes you feel less alone. Wow. So there's multiple people there's probably a lot of people out there that just swipe their card and know that they shouldn't, but they do it anyways. Oh, dear. Yeah. The borrower is a slave to the lender. The borrower is a slave to the lender. And nobody likes being a slave. So I feel for this girl. You look happier? Thanks. Yes, I stopped paying off my credit cards. Whatever happens, happens. Well, you can stop paying your credit card, but that doesn't mean that it's going to go away. Okay? That's going to stay with you for life. So you got to pay that off.
I know America is $1 trillion in debt, but I know how we could solve this. Let me take the debt, bro. Someone has to do it. Someone has to step up and be a freaking $1 trillion in debt. And I'm not afraid to be that guy. All right? I'll be the one that's freaking in $1 trillion of debt because, you know what I'm saying? Who's it even in debt to? Who's the one that's going to pay this debt? This debt doesn't even really exist. Let me be the one to have this debt, bro, because then I could say I'm $1 trillion in debt. I'm a trillionaire. You know what I'm saying? That would make me a real trillionaire. I need this, actually. Make me $1 trillion in debt. America, let's make this happen. Let's relinquish all of the debts. Give me the debt. Give me the debt, and the day I die, the debts are gone. And then we don't got to worry about debt ever again, bro. Because who's the debt to? Make me the debt leader, bro. I want to be the first trillionaire.
The debt leader.
Make me the first trillionaire. Give me the debt. Give me the debt. I'm going to be the first trillionaire. I'm going to be the first one. Give me the debt now.
That's the debt Jesus right there. We give him the debt and he goes and dies. That's the debt Jesus. The financial Jesus. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. The reverse trillionaire. That's funny.
Let's go! Nate got the Toyota Camry 2020.
Is that Lizzo?
Interior. Miss Nate, how much did you put down?
$0 down.
How much was your monthly payment?
$599 on a Toyota Camry
For how long?
for 42 months. That's nuts.
Yeah, you also have $413,000 of debt. So, better be a lot of really good memories. Oh my, I don't even know. What the fuck are we doing? 413,000.
That's not a thing.
Capital One. Whose credit card is this?
Wifey's.
Why do you know this one but not the others?
Because we spent $20,000 on our wedding. Mostly credit cards and some from her dad.
Oh, okay, good. How much did he help with?
Like $6,000. Like we owe him $6,000.
You owe him, so it's a debt to the debt.
$413,000 in credit card debt. Not credit card, but yeah.
Think I know now why everyone is struggling with their money, and it has nothing to do with not being taught. The art of saving up for something is gone. What happened to the days of like, hey, I want to go on this trip, let me save up for it. Hey, I want to go to this concert or this event, let me save up for it. Earning something. That no longer exists. Now you can just finance anything. Affirm, Klarna. For God's sakes, DoorDash has Klarna now. You can't afford your food? Put it on Klarna. It's just the accessibility of being able to get into debt, the option to cop out. Like, we have no discipline anymore. Everything is a finance now. Everything. Credit card debt, Affirm, Klarna. You see it everywhere. You go shop for clothes, Affirm. It just, for me, the way that I think about it is literally putting power to the idea of, hey, people cannot afford this, but we're still going to let them buy it. And I feel like we should be slapping people on the wrist. Like, hey, you cannot afford this. You should not be able to buy it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping.
Yeah, I mean, consumer financial products are the most heavily marketed products ever, and they're super easily accessible. Go read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It'll teach you about how the borrower is a slave to the lender, and it'll tell you the story about two brothers. One went out and lended, and the other went out and borrowed. And yeah, it's a good book to read.
I've been going out to Starbucks to get my coffee every single day, and I realize that that's one of those things that people are like, oh, that's a very poor financial decision. So I considered trying to cut down on it. But then I realized that, like, right now, literally everything is a poor financial decision. Everything that we do is a poor financial decision. Putting 50% of your income towards rent is a poor financial decision.
Well, yeah.
Taking out a student loan for hundreds of thousands of dollars where there's essentially no ROI whatsoever is a poor financial decision. Breaking your ankle, horrible financial decision. You want to get sick? That's a very fiscally irresponsible thing to do, kid. I'm sorry. Literally everything is a poor financial decision based on the definition that we have been told of a poor financial decision. So I'm just gonna enjoy my Starbucks, like whatever. And I think that's the way that like a lot of young people feel right now. Is it's like we've kind of lost the ability to build for the future. So people are just like, whatever. I'm just like, why would I save now? I'm just gonna enjoy my life because this is all gonna come crashing down at some point. So I might as well have my little Starbucks and go to Fire Festival or do whatever I want to.
Yeah, not really. I mean, spending 50% of your income on rent, it is a poor financial decision. Get roommates or move to a cheaper area, or if your work is in that place, get roommates. Oh, and student loans. Yeah, that's also a poor financial decision if you're not going to do what you got that degree in. There's an overabundance of degrees in certain things, and you're able to get a student loan and you can never pay it off. You can't forgive these loans. Go to a local state college or work your ass off in high school to get a scholarship or do a trade. So yeah, I don't really agree with that. I have 80K in debt. Tell me the most unhinged way you paid off debt. Don't mean, oh, I sold on Facebook Marketplace. I'm talking fully unhinged, please and thank you. My coworker scammed gross old men on Tinder to pay off her master's degree in psychology, and I think about it every day of my life. When my mom died, my dad discovered she had like 20K in credit card debt and no means to pay it back. One day they called home like, hey, it's the bank. We'd like to speak to Miss X. And my dad started sobbing and saying, she's dead, you insensitive. Now will you stop calling? They haven't called back and it's been 4 years. If that's a joint account between the two parties, then the debt's still active and it needs to get paid off. In Canada, they added ADHD to the list of disabilities you can get tax refunds for. Canada's always doing the most. So I paid $500 for someone to do the application that knows exactly how to word it to guarantee you qualify. Then I had my kids added retroactively the day they were born. I got 90K back from the government and paid off all my debt. You just exposed yourself here on TikTok, Patrick. But I don't think the Canadian government is efficient enough to actually hunt you down. So I think you're going to be good. Won $50,000 on a $3 scratch ticket. Paid off all my debt. Well, you, Megan Lynn, are 1 in a million. You know, you're more likely to get struck by lightning 7 times than to win $50,000 on a $3 scratch-off ticket to pay off all of your debt. But that's not the case for most people. Most people actually need to work and pay off their debt some other way. Sold everything and lived out my car for a year. Showered at Planet Fitness. $150,000 in debt paid off. Wow, he went all in. He really went all in. That man is dedicated right there.
I posted a video the other day of my husband and I having dinner together, and a couple of the comments on there sparked my interest. So let's talk about it. The comments were along the lines of, oh, how are you guys both physicians and drinking such cheap wine? It's no way y'all are physicians drinking $7 bottle of wine. And mind you, the wine, we like it. It might be cheap, but we like it. And that mindset is the reason why there are so many physicians out there who are making money, but they're still broke. And that's because lifestyle inflation. A lot of us believe that, oh, now that I'm making this money, I need to be living a certain lifestyle. I need to be spending a certain amount of money. Oh, I no longer want a $7 bottle of wine when I can afford a $1,000 bottle of wine. No. And that's a big part of the reason why they tell us that when you become an attending, for the first couple of years, still live your life like you were as a resident on a resident budget. Because they know that a lot of people succumb to that lifestyle inflation and go broke very, very quickly. My husband and I understand our earning potential, and that's a big part of the reason why we practice good money management, even now. Actually, even before, when we were medical students and weren't making a salary, because we know that managing our money right now while we don't have much helps us to manage our money when we start making more. Because if you think that, oh, I won't balance my money because I'm not making much, I promise you, knowing how to manage that $10 will help you manage that $100,000. And oftentimes, this lifestyle change that we make, it's really to appease other people. I'm not trying to appease you guys. That $7 bottle of wine was good, and we liked it. And we're not going to buy a $1,000 bottle of wine just to prove to you guys that we're physicians. No.
That's exactly right. The goal is to be wealthy and not look wealthy. Who cares what other people think about you? See you guys in the next video.